nonsense got to cease. Let me release.
Welcome to Colorado Springs. Today we ask, can an artist from a small community still have an impactful career? Join us as we talk with 3 different music artists about their music, experience, and attitudes on having a thriving career. First, we talk with a young Andrew Kepson, a singer-songwriter who shows promise and potential in his voice and guitar on Local Legends.
My name is Andrew Kepson. I'm originally from Southern California, and I've lived in Colorado Springs since I was 8 years old, and I play the guitar, sing, and write songs.
All the things I do for love. All the things I do for love.
So Spotify has me classified as a neo-mellow artist, which basically is singer-songwriters with a softer rock influence sound. The guitar, I think, is the first instrument that I started to learn. My parents made me take piano lessons for a little while I was growing up, and it just didn't stick for me. But when I was 17, I started playing the guitar just out of my own volition, and I haven't stopped. Been doing it as much as I can ever since. I think the big struggle in 2019 is definitely not opportunity. It is really quite easy and cost effective to put music out into the world right now. The challenge is there's hundreds of thousands of other people doing the same thing with the same opportunities. So it can be challenging on a competition standpoint, like places I guess in the world, because Spotify will show you like the demographics. So some of my songs, do really well in Switzerland for some reason, and Texas and stuff like that. I don't necessarily know who these people are, but I love them. Sorry, that's just not a good question for me. I don't play like a lot of shows, so it's like whoever's there.
Gotcha.
Probably my favorite local venue I've played at is called Welcome Fellow, and it's downtown on Tejon Street. There's definitely venues I would like to play in town. I think the Black Sheep and Stargazers for sure are kind of venues that demonstrate that you made it in the Springs. Yeah, I think like everyone dreams of selling out Red Rocks and going on world tours and stuff. There's certainly unique challenges in any place. I think one in Colorado Springs is a lot of the community is transient, so it can be harder to build up a fan base of consistent people. But overall, I think there's great opportunities as well, because there's so much growth and change happening here right now. I don't know. I have to imagine that there's different challenges and things that are easier about being in a bigger city. Obviously more venues and opportunities and communities of people who are into the type of music you're making. But at the same time, there's a lot more people trying to do what you're doing, and it's a lot more expensive and hard to get established, I think. Yeah, so fortunately, I am the only Andrew Kepson trying to make music at this moment. So I'm pretty easy to find on Google, but at Andrew Kepson on Instagram, that's my main platform. There's a Facebook page, and then Spotify, Andrew Kepson, or whatever other streaming service you use, I'll be there.
Next, we set out for AML Recording Studios in southern Colorado Springs. There, we spoke with the founder, lead audio engineer, and producer, Johnny Banks, and his thoughts on making it in a smaller community, helping build the community, and AML's role in it.
Oh yeah, my name is Justin Malfera. I go by Johnny Banks. I am an audio engineer and producer. What's going on, guys? Welcome to my studio. I live here too. Here, come on in. I am the owner and founder of AML, also the lead engineer. My responsibilities include sourcing new clients, advertising the business, kind of showing up at local events, making sure people know who we are and what we do. I would like to create a space where up and coming engineers and producers always have somewhere to come and work and learn, and service everyone from your artist first starting off that needs a recording to somebody that's ready to put things on the radio and head for the billboards, so kind of one-stop shop, all-in-one kind of thing. So I'm originally from Lakewood, up by Denver. Family moved us out of Colorado when I was super young, so it's kind of always been a goal to kind of move back and experience Colorado. I feel personally it's easier to help develop a market than it is to break into an existing oversaturated market. The Springs has been great so far. It's the perfect size to start a business, get your feet wet, and kind of see what needs to be done and where. There's just so many resources in a place like LA, but I mean, those resources come with a cost. From what I hear, I've never lived in LA, there's a lot of competitions with Shark Tank. I'd say the biggest challenges is notoriety and credibility from people in bigger communities, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense because, a creative mind is a creative mind. We don't really have a whole lot to do with what's around us. When you're in a much smaller community, you can go to a local show and meet 40 people that, you can end up working with and that you can build a relationship with. And it's just not quite as pressured on like a social status because everybody's kind of in the same spot. It would definitely be a future move rather than anything immediate. Yeah, so you can always visit the studio's website. It's amlrecordingstudio.com. We've got a tab there just titled Music that's got a lot of samples and stuff of things that we've recorded and engineered in the studio. And then if you search Johnny Banks on Instagram, Johnny with 2 N's, as well as Spotify, Apple Music, any of that stuff, my Heartbreak EP would come up, and all of that was recorded, mixed, and mastered here in the studio.
On our last stop, we sat with a known local figure in the nightclub community in both Colorado Springs and Denver. He told us about his thoughts on the subject matter, musical influences, and tips for DJs just starting out.
So my name's Jacob, DJ Adam X. Been doing this pretty much since I was a kid. I love house music.
The rhythm, the rebel, without a pause, I'm lowering my level. The hard drama, where you never been, I'm in. You want styling, you know it's comic and D. The enemy telling you to hear it. They praise the music, this time they play the lyric. Some say no to the album, the show, bum rush the sound.
I've done a lot of stuff, actually. I won the Global Dance Festival competition 2 years in a row, then had to stop. And I judged for 2 more years. Played a lot of places, pretty much everything I can think of, from Red Rocks to Temple. Originally, I'm from Texas. Was born in Killeen and Fort Hood, but military family, moved around a lot. Been in Colorado. I've been in the Springs about 10 years, been in Colorado about 15. I got into DJing, kind of runs in the family. My uncle was a DJ. I started learning around 11, 12 years old, kind of that old school style. You were still making mixtapes on high fidelity cassette tapes using records, kind of how I learned. And then it just kind of went from there and stuck with me. I'd say Bad Boy Bill, but mostly just the Chicago style DJ. Really, all of those people, they know what they're doing. They come from where it originated. They've got the technique. They've got the style. All those DJs really inspire me. I'm not trying to be the next Skrillex, but I think being able to support yourself to make, if you can make $100,000 a year DJing, I'd say that's pretty successful, and not have to work, and Uber and dog foster. I think that would be successful. I think when it comes to cities and where you're at and being a DJ, it's important that you live close to one. If you don't, you're going to have to be really good at producing music. You're going to have to be sending that out all the time. You're not going to live in, let's say, Elizabeth, Colorado, and no other cities around you for hundreds and hundreds of miles and try and play something. So I think you need to be able to create and share that stuff in order to grow from there as an artist. I think if I was asked to move and everything lined up and I felt comfortable, I probably would, but I'm 90% sure the answer is no. I think living an hour away from Denver, there's plenty of opportunities plenty of grind to be doing, plenty of work to put in, and I think moving an outside 1 hour of LA is just going to cost me way more money, and I'm going to be way more angry on the highway, so rather not. I think if you really want to get into DJing, you will. Surrounding yourself with people that do it is important. Trying to do it on your own isn't going to work. And remember not to just write people on Facebook and be like, hey, I want to play. When can I do that? How can I do it? Don't post on people's walls. Find their emails. Do it professional, just like it was for a job. Start going down there. Start talking to the people that are running the night. Make friends with them if you can. Put on your face. Do what you got to do. Eventually, they'll let you play. Start branching out from there and practice. If you're not good and you listen to it and you don't like listening to it, then keep practicing. And if you don't like yourself, you're probably not good enough yet. It's nobody else's judgment, and one day you'll be like, this is how I sound, this is my style, I like it, then go with it. That would be my suggestion.